My name is Lydia, and today I would like to help you to compose a song using a motif. Motif, the accent goes on the if, it's kind of a weird word, but really it's sort of like the cell of a song. So like your body has lots of cells, songs have multiple motifs. Not as many as our body has, obviously, but you know. Anyway, I like using that analogy because it kind of makes sense, right? For instance, like in Furley's, there's a motif. It goes. Anyway, that would be like a motif, right? So what we're gonna do is we are gonna come up with just maybe 4 notes. We'll come up with 4 notes in the right hand. I'm gonna actually start on middle C. You can find middle C in the middle of your piano. My piano, it's a Baldwin piano, and so I look for the Baldwin, and then I look for the 2 black notes, and then if you go directly over to the left from the 2 black notes here, this is middle C, okay? So I'm gonna actually take my thumb, and this is in piano when you're playing, this is called your first finger, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So I'm gonna put my first finger, my thumb, on the middle C, and I'm just gonna pick 4 notes. So I'm gonna pick finger 2, and I'm gonna pick finger 5, and finger 3, and finger 4. So 2, 5, 3, 4. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write that on this board. So I have 2, 5, 3, 4. Okay? So that is my motif. And it's going to sound like this. Okay? Now there are a few different things that we can do once we have this little motif. What I'm going to do actually to start off is I'm just going to see what it sounds like if I take my thumb, my finger 1, and I move it over to the right 1 note. So all my fingers go over to the right one. So now I'm going to do the same thing here, and I'm going to say, does this sound okay? So 2, 5, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm going to move it back here. 2, 5, 3, 4, and then I'm going to do it again here. 2, 5, 3, 4. Okay, so what I just did actually was I sequenced my motif. So I came up with this motif. It's 2, 5, 3, 4, okay? And then I played the same thing. I just played this in the Dorian mode or in D minor. So you just, from your C, which is your root, you're just gonna pick up your hand and move it over 1. Okay, and then you're gonna do the same thing here. So 2, 5, 3, 4. Okay, now another thing that I could do is I could play those notes backwards. So it's, if you look at this, it's 2, 5, 3, 4. So instead of playing 2, 5, 3, 4, now I'm going to play fingers 4, finger 3, finger 5, and finger 2. Okay, so it's going to sound like this. I'm going to start here. I'm going to do 4, 3, 5, 2. I'm going to do the same thing here. 4, 3, 5, 2. And maybe I move back here and do it one more time, and then I'm just going to add a little ending. I'm just going to play 3, 2, 1 on the right hand. Okay, so now all I need is a left hand. So I would suggest when you're starting off learning a motif and you have elementary knowledge when it comes to piano, I would just start off actually in the C below middle C with your left hand, and I would just play with your 5 and with your 1, and I would just hold this down for your 1 motif, and then when you're going to your second motif, if you change locations with your right hand, I would just change the same location with your left hand. So what I'm going to do is with my right hand I went to D minor, so I'm going to do the same with my left hand. So I'm going to pick up and I'm going to go here. I'm just going to go back and forth, but what I'm going to do when I play it for you is I'm going to do a whole octave. So I'm going to make it a little bit more fancy than this, but this is what I would suggest you do at the beginning when you first create a little motif, is I just play it with C and G, and then I would go over and try it in D and A. Time to put it all together now. Okay, so we have these 4 notes. I've created a motif. I have sequenced the motif. I have learned how to play these 4 notes backwards. So I have 2, 5, 3, 4, so I play it in C, I go to D, I play the same thing, D minor, and then I go back to C and I play 4, 3, 5, 2 instead of 2, 5, 3, 4, and I do the same thing in D minor. Okay, so we're on the same page now, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put the left hand and right hand together, I threw in a few extra notes outside of the motif and the sequences that we talked about. And sometimes this happens, like you're playing a song and you're like, oh my goodness, I have to add this D, like I can't play the song until this D is added. Well, just allow that to happen because it will probably most likely make the song sound a little better. It's sort of like the glue that kind of, you know, puts the two together or whatever. And so that happens sometimes when you're playing, and that happened to me when I was playing that. If you really like this, please let me know, and please feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to hit 100. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and good luck.